This conference will now.
Yeah, hello. Good morning, everyone. Everyone able to
Good
hear me?
morning.
Everyone able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah,
joining.
thanks
And
for
all are
joining.
good
And
speaking.
all are good speaking.
Can you please put
Can you
on
please put
mute?
on mute?
I hope everyone able to see my screen. So today I'm going to start the first demo class related to Azure Data Engineering. Okay. So what is exactly meant by this Azure Data Engineering, and what are the components we are going to learn in this Azure Data Engineering, and why it is different from the other technologies? Like there are a number of other technologies, right? Like some people will call it as databases, some people will call it as ETLs, reporting tools, cloud technologies. There are a number of platforms, a number of services are available in the market across the globe. So what is the significance of Azure Data Engineering? And already you heard that there is some other cloud technologies like GCP and AWS, right? Azure Data Engineering, as well as we are having Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud providers. There are a number of other things. So if you want to understand what exactly we are trying to learn, we are trying to start from the scratch. So first of all, before going to the things, let me introduce myself. My name is Kalyan. I'm having around total 12 plus years of IT industry experience, and overall, I have been worked on all kinds of platforms like databases, reporting tools, ETL technologies, cloud technologies. All the areas I'm familiar, and I have done a number of good projects. We have been dealt with till now SBI and National Australia Banking client and the UHG United Health Groups. These clients I have been worked on till now. So coming to Azure Data Engineering, first of all, we are calling these are the cloud technologies. Okay. So these are the cloud technologies. Mainly there are three main cloud technologies are leaders in the market currently. One is Microsoft, another one is Amazon, okay, another one is Google. Okay, I'm not talking about the products, I'm talking about the vendors. Okay, this we are calling it as a vendors, and we are calling it as a cloud vendors. So how many cloud vendors are there in the globe currently, and who all are the leaders? Means these three are the leaders in the cloud currently. One is Microsoft, another one is Amazon, another one is Google. These are the three cloud vendors, and they are providing the cloud services. Okay, they are providing the cloud services with the name of Microsoft is providing with the name of Azure, Amazon is providing cloud services with the name of AWS, and Google is providing the cloud services with the name of GCP. These are the three services they are providing. Suppose you can take who all are the vendors means, we can say who all are the SIM vendors. Okay, SIM vendors means they are providing the cellular services to the people. So we are calling it as a SIM vendors. So we can say something like Airtel, okay, Geo. These are comes under the SIM vendors. Like that, who all are providing the services related to the cloud, we are calling it as a cloud vendors. And these all are the three cloud vendors, and they are providing the services, cloud services with the name of Azure. Okay, and AWS, Amazon is providing the cloud service with the name of AWS, nothing but Amazon Web Services, and Google is also providing some cloud services with the name of GCP. So the full form of GCP is Google Cloud, okay, Google Cloud Platform. Okay, these are the three things. So I'm talking about the cloud services, right? So what are the cloud services? So these people are providing means there are mainly three cloud services are available in the, okay, across the globe. Like if you are learning Microsoft Azure, or if you are learning AWS, or if you are learning GCP, all everywhere the cloud services are same across all the cloud vendors. So there are mainly three cloud services are there. One is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, another one is software as a service. So instead of using this Okay, whatever you are learning, like either you are going for Azure, AWS, GCP, backend the cloud services are same across all the cloud vendors. So they are providing the cloud services with the name of IaaS, means infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure as a service. Okay, another one, platform. Okay, what is meant by PaaS means platform as a service, and another one SaaS means software as a service. This is platform as a service, and this one software as a service. These are the three cloud services providing by these three cloud vendors. I hope everyone just got some idea, okay, what is meant by these cloud technologies. Okay, and we'll go deeply technologies, what we are trying to do till now using the projects, and after cloud technologies, what are the emerging phases came into the projects. These all things we'll discuss. So till now we have discussed about the cloud vendors and they are providing the cloud services, and now comes to the responsibilities. Responsibilities means I'm not talking about the service responsibilities, I'm talking about what kind of a role we are getting after learning this course. Means mainly there are two kinds of roles will be there. One is data engineer role, okay, another one is DevOps, DevOps engineer role. Okay, data engineer role and the DevOps engineer role. So after learning this Azure, AWS, or GCP, any cloud technology you are choosing, and you are going to assign in any projects, either you can become a data engineer or DevOps engineer. Only these two roles will be there in all the cloud vendors. So data engineering, I can say it is kind of a developer role. Okay, but whereas DevOps engineer, it's kind of a admin role, I can say. Development role, nothing but we are talking about the entirely data. Okay, and we are creating the pipelines, we are creating the notebooks and all. We are calling it as a developer role, and creating from the scratch is kind of a development, and providing the access, restricting the access, those kind of things we are calling it as a admin role. So that is we are calling it as a DevOps engineer role. Okay, so most of the jobs I can say approximately around 60%. Okay, not 60, I can say 70% of the jobs on top of this data engineer. Okay, 70% of the jobs are on top of data engineer, and we can say in the market 30% of the jobs are on top of DevOps engineer role. Okay, and here in our classroom we are going to, okay, learn data engineering concepts, and with this data engineering concepts I'm teaching DevOps engineering concepts also. We'll be covering both data engineering, but DevOps engineering we are covering on top of deployments only. Okay, ARM templates deployment, CI/CD, Azure DevOps, those kind of those kind of services I'll explain you. But in my class 75, okay, in my class 80% of the classes are top of data engineering and 20% of the class on DevOps engineering. I will cover both the responsibilities. Okay, that is one thing. And coming to the prerequisites. Okay, what is meant by prerequisites means, suppose before learning the course, okay, you want to learn anything new, okay, to support that technology. Like suppose if you want to learn this reporting tools and all, just you need to know how to analyze the data. Data warehousing you need to learn. Okay, before learning the reporting tools, you need to learn the data warehousing. Like that, before learning this Microsoft Azure, do I want to learn anything for this to support this Azure? Means yes, of course, there is one SQL will be there, SQL, structured query language. We are calling it as a structured query language. Everyone should have knowledge, basic knowledge at least. Okay, everyone should have basic knowledge on this SQL, then only you can become a data engineer. Not only in the Azure, either in a GCP or in a AWS, Amazon Web Services also, you should have basic knowledge in the SQL language, then only you can survive in the industry. So who all are joining in my here in these classes, I'm providing the SQL with the free of cost, and but I'm providing some kind of a video format. So there are approximately 75 videos will be there related to this SQL. Okay, out of which 35 videos will be basic videos, end to end you can able to learn, and another remaining videos are related to advanced. Okay, we are calling it as a T SQL, transact SQL. So both will be covered. structured query language, like in the 75 videos you'll get all the knowledge. Okay, not only the basic, advanced knowledge you can get if you complete this 75 videos. 1 hour class will be there. That is also we are providing with free of cost who all are joining in these classrooms. So this is the prerequisite, everyone should have some basic knowledge on SQL, that is mandatory. Okay, and one more thing, if you want to learn this Azure, you no need to install any softwares. Okay, because the name itself it is saying as cloud, right? So the name itself it is having cloud means you are having one URL, you need to log into that URL, then you can able to work on it. Okay, so for that everyone should have one free account, one free Microsoft account. Okay. So Microsoft is providing some 30 days free trial. So we are going to utilize this 30 days free trial, and once we are logged in, we can able to access that. It is kind of a, like if you want to send an email, what you will do, just you log into the www.gmail.com, right? That is a website, and we are logging with the username and password. So like that, if you want to utilize any services related to the Azure, just you need to have one Microsoft account. In that you can log in and you can work, and you can practice this entire Azure services. Okay, so these all are the things till now have been covered. And coming to the Azure, and here we came to learn this Microsoft product, right? That is nothing but the Azure, and you want to become an Azure data engineer. Okay, so developer role. So now what are the components? Okay, what are the components we need to learn? Okay, mainly, so if you want to become a data engineer in the Azure, there are mainly two components, that's it. Okay, there is nothing much about it, just only two components. I can say one is ADF, I can say another one is ADB. These are the two components you need to learn. If you learn these two components, ADF and ADB, you can become a Azure data engineer. Okay, everything like 90% of the work on top of this two, not 90%, 95% of the work is on top of these two components only. What is exactly meant by these components means, ADF means Azure Data Factory, another one ADB means Azure Data Bricks. That's it. These are the two components you need to learn. So why, what is meant by this ADF? What is meant by this ADB? What are the functionalities of this? That is the entire our Azure Data Engineering course curriculum. So in my class, I will teach this ADF and ADB both. But apart from this, there is one thing you need to learn, that is nothing but the storage accounts. There are a number of other components like logic apps. Okay, these are the just advanced technology, advanced services. Okay, recently came into picture. Okay, these all are the services also we are trying to learn. But just remember, these are the two main components you need to learn. One is ADF and ADB, that's it. Okay, these are storage accounts, logic apps. There are a number of other things will be there, Azure Cosmos DB. Okay, and streaming data, CACD methodologies, ARM templates, okay, and sending email notifications, everything. It is a bonus. Like you can able to know about the services, but these two things you need to regressively practice, ADF and ADP. Okay, so any doubts till now? Any doubts?
No.
Yeah, clear, right? So now, because most of the people they are coming from not from the software background, right? So most of the people they don't know about the databases also. I will just take only 10 to 15 minutes of time to discuss from the scratch. So what exactly we are going to do, because some who all are know about the services and all, they know about these databases and all, but some people they are not might aware of the data, what is data, what is databases, what kind of databases. So I'm just giving around 10 minutes of discussions on this from the scratch. Like first of all, what is data? Data is nothing but it is some kind of a raw information, right? So what is the significance of the data means, so without data there is no business at all, without data there is no organization at all. That much importance of the data, because see, suppose you can take an example of any organization like TC or anything. So they are depending upon their data only. Okay, based on the data only they are doing the business. Suppose you can take assume you can have one coffee shop recently have put, okay, 6 months back, and if you want to know whether how this coffee shop is running, whether it is in the profits or in the loss, so what you should do, okay, whatever the 6 months you got, right? So you need to get that data, and you need to suppose if you are paying, if you are spent till now 5 lakh rupees, and now you got around 10 lakh rupees in the six months itself, means you are in the profits. So how we can get that knowledge means based on the data only. We need to analyze the data every month, how much we are spending and how much we are getting per day, how much we are spending, how much we are getting. Everything is a data. And even these days, even these days we are using WhatsApp, everything, right? That is also depends upon the data. Some many documents, okay, earlier documents if you want to see, okay, everything will be there. So without data there is no world. Okay, that is the significance of the data. So this data, where the industries they will store the data means we need to store this data, right, in some place. The industries, they'll store the data in place, that place we are calling it as a database. Database is a place, okay, is a place to store the data as well as to process the data. In simple words, it is a place where to store the data as well as to process the data. Okay, so you mean to say like, okay, I mean to say DBMS. We heard this word, right? DBMS, database management systems. In our engineering BTech, we heard this word, database management systems. Is a place where we are storing the data, database and MS management systems to process the data. That is nothing but the DBMS, database. Okay, now I'm telling this information we are storing in the database. In which format? In which format means the database we can store only in one format, that is tabular format. Okay, tabular format only we can able to store the data in the database. What is meant by tabular format? Nothing but rows and columns. This is nothing but the tabular format. Okay. So rows and columns, we are storing this format in the database. That is nothing but the database. Next important question is, because these questions they will ask in the Azure interview point of view also. Okay, how many types of, okay, you are saying the data we are storing in the database in the tabular format. That is fine. So, and how many types of databases are there across the globe? Okay, how many types of databases are there? Anyone having any idea how many types of databases are there? Anyone?
There are multiple types of databases are available in the market.
Okay.
Um, uh, that is PLSQL and
Mm-hmm.
Oracle, DB2, Netezza, Teradata.
Yes, correct. Okay. So you are talking about the products, right? So the databases
Correct.
are, yeah, like Oracle, Netezza, DB2, Sybase, Teradata, Postgre, Data. Okay. These all are the products of the database. So my question is, how many types of databases are there? Means there are mainly two, whatever you
Like
said that is correct. Okay. That is correct.
sorry,
Because the
like relational database kind of thing, right?
exactly. Okay. There is a relational database. What we are calling the relational database means there are mainly two types of databases across the globe. One is OLTP, another one is OLAP.
O,
That's it.
OLAP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything will comes under this only. Either you can take Oracle database, Sybase, DBT, everything will comes under this. How we can categorize, I will explain you. What is meant by this OLTP first of all? OLTP means online, okay, online transactional processing system. That is nothing but the OLTP. And what is meant by OLAP? OLAP means online analytical analytical processing system. That's it. These are the mainly two databases are available across the globe. So what is meant by OLTP? What is meant by OLEP? So I told you the data we are storing in the database in the tabular format. So how many types of databases means two types of databases. What is the significance of two types of databases? We can store only in one type of database, right? Why we need to have two types of database means that is the question we'll get. So if you want to answer that, we need to discuss about the differences between these two databases. Then only we can able to know why we are maintaining two types of databases everywhere. Okay, so now the question comes into picture, differences between OLTP and OLAP. So you know, right, we are having only two types of databases, OLTP, OLAP. Now I'll just give quick definition between these two so that you can entirely will have good idea on top of the databases. So OLTP, the database we are using, is used to store, is used to store what kind of data? Present data, or I can say current data. Okay, what kind of data we are storing in the OLTP? Present or current data. And in the OLAP is used to store historical data. Okay, so when this OLTP will be used, suppose this is the 2024 year, right? So 2024 year, this month means June month, I want to store some data, means that is the current data. Okay, but I started my business in the 2010. From 2010 to till date means 2010 to you can take 2023. Okay, 13 years data where I can store, I can store in the OLAP, historical data. That is nothing but the current data and present data and historical data. And the next one is OLTP, the memory, the size is less. Okay, the database size is less, and here the database size is huge. And another one, okay, the performance of OLTP is huge, whereas the performance of OLAP is less. Why? Because see, now I'm storing only, I'm storing in the, suppose take 1 year, 2023 year, I'm storing the December month data. Okay, December month data in the OLTP, 1 month data. Okay, and I'm storing entire 1 year data in the OLTP. Suppose if you want to get one record from the December month, what is in the OLTP, what it will do, only 1 month data is there, right? So it will check 30 records. Okay, 1 month means 30 records it will check. Whereas if you come to the OLAP, if you want to say, if you want to check only the December month data, one record, what OLAP will do, it will check for entire year, like from January December, because it don't know, right, where the data is there. So 365 records it will check. That is the reason the performance of OLAP is less, because it needs to scan the entire information. But here the size is very less, right? And that is the reason it is capturing the information very fast. That is nothing but the OLTP, the performance is huge, whereas the performance is less. That is obvious, right? Whenever you are having less amount of data, the performance is huge. Whenever you are having huge amount of data, the performance is less. You can remember this. And also, what is the best example of OLTP is, the best example of OLTP is ATM machines. So everyone, we are withdrawing the money, right, from the ATM machines. Okay, so you can assume every time we are going to the ATM machine, within just a fraction of seconds we are getting the money, because all the ATM machines are built on top of OLTP databases only. That is the reason the performance is very fast. Okay, suppose if you are taking the money and it is taking around 15 minutes of time, will you wait? No, right? No one will wait even for 1 minute also. Okay, we cannot wait. Within fraction of seconds only we'll get the money. So those kind of machines, ATM machines, they are built on top of OLTP. That's the reason the performance is very huge. And the next one is very very important, data model. Data model which we are using in OLTP is ER data model. Okay, ER data model, whereas the data model which we are using in OLAP is, okay, this is very very important for our Azure. Okay, not only for database and from the scratch, it is it needs interview questions. Most of the interview questions they are asking these questions also. What is the difference between OLTP and OLAP? What is ER data model? What is dimensional data model? What is dimensions? What is facts? Everything will covered in this 10 minutes only. Okay, please bear
Azure
with
को
this
कोर्स
plan.
कर लो.
Sorry, anyone is asking any questions? Okay, so the data model which it is following the OLTP is year data model. The data model just falling in the OLTP is dimensional data model. Okay, data model means what? Backend. Suppose all the systems like our OnePlus, okay, all the other phones, right? They are using in the backend operating system is Android, whereas in the Apple iPhones they are using the iOS. Like that, this OLTP is using the backend data model is ER data model. What is ER data model means? entity relationship Entity relationship model. And whereas here in the OLAP we are using dimensional data model. So what is entity relationship model means? See, we are storing the data in which format? We are storing the data in which format in the database? Tabular format, right? The another name of table is called as entity. The another name of table is called as entity. Entity means table, table means entity. So what it is means, entity relationship means table to table relationship. So that is nothing but the OLAP. Suppose if I take an example of employee table, I'm having employee number, okay, some columns are there. This is the employee table, and I'm having another one employee location table. Okay. In this employee table, I'm having columns like employee number, employee name. Okay. Whereas in this here, I have employee location column. In the employee number, I'm having 01 and the triple A, and the 02 triple B records are there. These two employees are there, triple A, triple B, and in I have Hyderabad location and Bangalore location. So this is one table. This is another table. We are storing the data. So now, if I want to get the employee full details, okay, if I want to get the, here also we are having employee location, employee number, then 20 Hyderabad, and this one is Bangalore location. Okay. Now, if I want to get the employee full details means, okay, I need to get the employee number, employee name, employee location as well. These are the these are the entire columns I want, nothing but the full details, employee location. So we can say employee number, employee name is in the department table, sorry, employee table, whereas location is available in the employee location table. Means if I want to get the full details, then I need to join this table with this table. I need to join these two tables, then only I can able to get the employee full details. But if I want to join, there should be some relationship between these two tables, then only I can able to join, right? If there is a relation between any two tables, then only we can join. If there is no relation, then we cannot join. So what is the relation means? Key column. Okay, see here you are seeing common column in two tables. This is the key column we are calling, and based on this key column we are joining these two tables. Then we'll get the employee full details, like he is related to Hyderabad location, and employee to triple B is related to Bangalore location. So that is nothing but the entity relationship model. There is a relationship between each and every entity nothing but the table. So that we are calling it as a entity relationship model. This is the model following by the OLTP. And what is meant by this dimension data model means the same only. So this is the database, and OLTP also a database. Both are databases only, right? So databases means it is storing the data in which format? Tabular format. So here in the OLTP we are storing the data in the tabular format, and the table we are calling it as an entity. Whereas in the OLAP also we are storing the data in the tabular format. The table we are calling it as dimensions and and facts. What we are calling in the OLAP? Dimensions and facts. Dimension means what is meant by dimensions? Okay, it is used to store descriptive info. That is, we are calling it as a dimension. What is meant by facts? It is used to store numerical information. That's it. Okay. So here, now tell me what is the dimension table and what is the fact table here. Just give me some information about these two tables. So I'm taking the same example. Here, instead employee table, I'm having employee name, employee salary. Okay, sorry. This is employee salary column, and here the employee salary is 1000, here 2000, and here I'm having employee number, employee location. Okay, employee location is Hyderabad, and employee name is triple A, and another location Bangalore triple B. Now tell me what is the fact table and what is the dimension table here? What is the
First one is dimension. First one is numerical, and second one is dimension.
first one is numerical information, right? So it is which table?
That
Fact table. Okay.
table.
Second one, it is storing the descriptive information, nothing but the character information. We are calling it as a dimension table. So so in the OLAP, okay, this kind of data only we are storing in the dimensions and facts only. So another name of OLAP is called as data warehouse. Another name of OLAP is called as data warehouse. I think most of the people heard about this word like data warehouse. Data warehouse is nothing but the OLAP only. It is storing the data in this format. That's it. Okay. Everyone clear, right? What is the differences between OLTP and OLAP, and what is meant by data? What is meant by the database? Right? So at the starting of the classes I told you, right, everyone, the prerequisite is SQL. What is meant by this SQL means the SQL is a language. Okay, the SQL is a language. Suppose take an example, this is the database. The database will be, the database symbol will be like this. When I'm giving like this, it is nothing but the database. So we are using database to store the data, right? There is some data we are storing. To store the data, we are using database. So if you want to interact with this database, okay, if you want to interact with this database, okay, everyone have their own language, right? Suppose the Japanese guy, you know only Japanese. If I want to interact with him, if I want to communicate with him, either I should speak, either I should know at least Japanese language, then only I can able to interact with him, right? Like that, the database, if you want to interact, the database know only one language, that is nothing but the SQL language. SQL is a language is used to, is we are using to interact with the database. Whatever if you want to speak with the database, you need to speak in the SQL language only. Create the table, delete the table, drop the table, okay, insert the data, delete the data. These all are commands. Commands we are giving, okay, kind of a queries, questions we are asking. That is the reason it, the name itself, it is saying as structured query language. And this SQL is not a programming language. Okay, SQL is what? SQL is a command oriented language. There are mainly two types of languages will be there. One is programming language, programming language. Another one is command oriented language. Okay, and you know, right, this Java, C, C++, .NET, everything will comes under this programming languages. Okay, and the command oriented languages means everything you are giving as a command. Suppose if you want to create a table, create table, table name. If you want to insert the data, insert into table name. If you want to drop the table, drop table, table name. So everything you are giving as a commands. That is nothing but the structured query language. And one more important thing is types of data will be there. Types of data, there are mainly two types of data will be there. Okay, till now where everyone is handling only structured data. Okay, what is meant by the structured data? Structured data, another one is structured data, another one is semi structured data, and third one is unstructured data. This is nothing but the semi-structured data, and this is unstructured data. So what is meant by the structured data means if the data is available in the tabular format, we are calling it as a structured data. If the data is available in the form of a tags, okay, then we are calling it as semi-structured data. Tags means suppose you can say HTML, HTML, HTML language, the data we are storing in the like this, right? HTML something, and if you want to provide the color, color something red, and again you need to close this color, and you need to close this HTML like this. So this is nothing but the data it is available in the tags. Inside the tags only all the data will be there. And if you take XML also, XML is also semi-structured language, and the data is available in this format, right? Something in this tags. And you can see JSON format. JSON format also the data is available in the curly braces. So the data which is available in the tags, that is we are calling it as a semi-structured, and the examples is JSON, XML, HTML. There are a number of other languages. We are calling it as a semi-structured. And what is meant by this unstructured data? Unstructured data means there is no proper structure. We can say audio files, okay, audio files, video files, okay, .rar. This all will comes under unstructured data. So our cloud technologies, not only our Azure, either GCP and Amazon also, the Amazon Web Service also, we are capable of handling all kinds of data, structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. So that is the reason this services, cloud services are more famous than any other technologies. So we can able to handle any kinds of data, either it is a structured, semi-structured, unstructured data. We are calling it as a streaming data also. We are calling it as a unstructured data. Any questions till now? Any questions, anyone?
No, sir. Thank you.
Clear, right? So this is the first demo class, right? That's the reason I'm just giving some glance about this. And in the tomorrow demo class, within one short of time, like within 30 minutes of the tomorrow's time, I will be showing you from the scratch, like what are the technologies till now has been involved, and why we are emerging to this cloud technologies, and what is the difference between these two, with the one banking example. Okay, with one bank example I'll show you. Okay, don't miss tomorrow's class, because you are most of the people will get confused, right? If you go outside, there are a number of boards will appear like Hadoop Big Data, ETL Informatica, okay, reporting tools, Tableau, Power BI, databases, Oracle, SQL, MySQL, PL SQL. Okay, everything I'll show in one diagram, and the difference between on-premises and cloud will come to know easily. Okay, with that tomorrow's example I will just, okay, provide you entire uh, demo classes. Okay, what exactly we are going to learn tomorrow also I'll provide you. So here, see, the course content is very simple here, but most of the times in the outside they will confuse you. What is data engineering? We are teaching data engineering. We are teaching only ADF. Okay, we are teaching only ADB, and we are teaching only DevOps. It is not like that. Okay, if you want to become a Azure data engineer, there are mainly two responsibilities: DevOps engineer role, data engineer role. DevOps engineer role is kind of admin, data engineer is kind of a developer role, right? So if you want to become a data engineer, must and should in the Azure, you need to learn these two components. That's it. Okay, some classes they'll tell only ADF will teach, some class they'll tell only ADB will teach. No, you need to learn these two, then only you can become a Azure data engineer. There is no projects only running on ADF, there is no projects only running on ADB. Both the things they will use.
So I have one question. Can I say that I have experience on ADF and give the interviews?
Yes, you can give the interviews. See, that is
Okay,
like we are having how much experience you are placing, that is depends upon that. Suppose if you are placing, you are having 6 years experience total, out of which you are placing 3 years of relevant experience in Azure. Relevant means specific to the technology. Okay, so 3 years means they'll
okay,
ask you, do you know ADF and ADB? Then in that time you can say, no, I'm aware of ADB, but I have experience only on ADF, because in my project we have used only ADF.
okay.
You can say that.
Uh, so 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 I can learn ADB and tell them that I am aware of ADF and ADB. I can work. Can I
That
say
is
like
also
that?
you can say that as well. See, the projects means at least in the interviews, even if you are attending for any interview, they are using only Azure Databricks in their project. Even though they are using
Okay,
Databricks, they'll ask you some questions related to ADF also. Interview purpose, or working purpose you need to learn both these services. But in the interview, if you are not okay, if you want to explain only one component like ADB, I'm working experience, but ADF I'm not having knowledge, that is also you can do.
Okay. So how much of percentage ADF jobs are there in the market, and ADB, how much percentage is there?
We cannot categorize like on ADF and ADB. We can categorize on
Up.
Azure, like all the other cloud technologies. But I can say 50-50 percentage. ADF is
Okay.
50%, ADB is 50%. That much of okay, dependency will be there both.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
50%. Okay.
Got it.
So
Thanks.
I mean to say you need to be very proficient in both these components.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. So there is some kind of a introduction I will provide in the next two classes also, architecture. And see here, there are n number of storage accounts like blobs, files, queues, tables, securities. These all things will be covering, and about the data warehouse. Okay, what kind of data warehouses are available in the Azure, and we'll come to the Azure data factory. In that, from the scratch we'll show you like what is link services, data sets, pipelines, how to create the pipelines, and there are a number of activities. These all activities will be covered. Okay, and also logic apps, data like logic apps means these are advanced concepts not related to our ADF and ADB. These are some kind of advanced concepts. And storage accounts, delta like storages, and where we'll come to the Databricks as well. Databricks means Azure Databricks. So we'll complete that Azure Databricks, and the security mechanisms, CI/CD deployments. So not only Azure data engineering, Azure DevOps engineering concepts also I'll be explaining, and end-to-end real-time projects. And Power BI is not in our scope. Okay, this I can remove it. Power BI is not in our scope. So till end-to-end real-time projects and providing you the resumes also will do end-to-end. And apart from this, there are a number of other things I haven't discussed in this curriculum. That's the reason till now I haven't shared. So SQL and creation of free accounts, okay, and SQL Server installations, free account creation, everything will show you from the class step by step. You no need to hurry, and you no need to see any YouTube videos also. Okay, just see my classes from the scratch, you'll get a good working experience. Okay, any other questions? I will give this some time to ask
Yes.
questions. Yeah,
I have some questions.
yes, you can ask.
Yeah. Um. So how many hours a session is ADF and ADB?
So that is depends upon our like services. Okay, suppose if I start ADF, okay, if I start ADF after completion of the storage accounts and all, most of the classes I can complete within 50 days. Okay, so you can assume that there is a Databricks classes around okay 10 days below, and most of the classes are on top of ADF.
Okay. ADB, how much it will take? How many
It will
hours?
take approximately 10 days.
10 days. Okay.
Yes, 10
Okay.
days.
Okay.
I
Got it.
will I will complete end-to-end data bricks like Spark architectures, clusters mechanisms, mount points, PySpark, Spark SQL. Okay, everything will be completed in the data bricks.
Oh, sounds great. Um,
Yeah.
okay. Other than that, so what is the difference between the Snowflake schema and Azure Databricks and Azure Data Factory?
See, that is entirely different. I'll tell you. See, I have explained regarding the databases, right? So, two types of
Yeah,
databases, OLAP and OLTP. So, here I have
correct.
told you like we can join the tables using the common key column. Okay, like we can say common key. Based on that key only, we can able to join the two tables. But whereas
Correct.
OLAP, how we are joining these dimensions and facts, nothing but the schemas will come into picture. Suppose take an example. I'm having two dimension tables, three and four dimension tables are there. Okay, you can say this is like a products dimension table, Dimension table means what? Descriptive information. Product dimension table, calendar, calendar dimension table, and here this is country dimension table. Okay, and there is, suppose assume that this is a year dimension table. Okay, so suppose the product, I can say the iPhone product. Okay, country India. Okay, I can say this is not calendar, this is region, I can say. Okay, region, India region, in which sorry, India country, in which region? Hyderabad region. In which year? 2023. Do you have any meaning on this? Like iPhone India Hyderabad 2023. There is no proper meaning. Why? Because we are having the dimension tables, and you need to have one fact table. Then only you will
Fact
get
table.
the proper information. So I can say this is 10 lakhs. Okay, 10 lakhs means for the iPhone product in the India country, in the Hyderabad region, for the year 2023 we got 10 lakh sales. Okay, like this. So you need to join this dimension table with the fact table, then only you will get the proper information. Without fact tables there is no proper meaning at all. So you are join the dimension tables with directly with the fact table, then we are calling it as a star schema. Okay, what is that schema name?
Correct.
Star schema, because you are seeing this as a star, right? And there is one more schema. There are three types of schemas are there: star schema, snowflake schema, and hybrid mixed mode schema. One is star schema, means we are joining directly fact table with the dimension table. And another schema is snowflake schema, means if you are joining dimension table with the dimension, the fact tables are directly done with the dimension table, but some of the dimension tables will be in turn connected with other dimension tables. We are calling it as a snowflake schema. Here I want to get the December month data only, then we need to join year with the month. This is dimension and this dimension. So it will give the sales only for the December month. That is nothing but the snowflake schema. If we are using the two schemas in one place, that we are calling it as a hybrid or mixed mode schemas.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah, got it. My actually, I am trying to ask the Snowflake tool and Azure differences.
Yeah, that's what. See, the Snowflake is a database where we are using
Okay.
in the cloud. Okay. Suppose you are having,
Okay.
right, Oracle database, SQL Server database. These all are, we are calling it as a on-premises database. But if you want to
Okay.
use the
Okay.
database inside the cloud, that is a Snowflake database. And the
Okay.
Databricks
Oh,
and the ADF, these two are all ETLs, like ELT or ETL purpose we are using. Snowflake is a database,
correct.
ADF and ADB is a ETL or ELT purpose.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. No problem. Any other questions? Any questions? Anyone?
Yeah, hi, this is Prasad, and I
Yeah.
would like
Hi.
to know Azure to some other third-party integration, like is there Oracle to Azure or like, SOAP to Azure? Is there any integration part also covered in this classes?
Yes. Yes. It will be covered. See, I'm taking one SQL Server database as part of on-premises. That is kind of a Oracle database we are using, right? Here I'm taking
Yes.
SQL Server database, and I will integrate that into Azure, and I will load the data from the on-premises to the cloud.
Okay.
That will be covered. And I will show you, if there is not SQL Server, if there is any other database, how to do the integration also I'll show you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
The Python also involved in the other database.
Yeah, actually, there is a Databricks. If you want to learn, actually there are some programming knowledge you should have. Okay, so in the Azure Data Factory, right? This is kind of a, I can say it is kind of a drag and drop tool. Everything it is a drag and drop. But coming to the Azure Databricks, you should have some knowledge on SQL. Okay, so Azure Databricks we are mainly using four languages. Okay, Azure Databricks we are using mainly four languages. One is Python, another one is Scala, another one is R language, another one is SQL. So I can say this Python, SQL, sorry, Python, Scala, R are the programming languages you need to learn. But if you are not good at programming, then if you are no SQL, that is also more than enough. That's the reason I'm telling you, you should have at least some SQL knowledge, then you can able to learn ADB. It is not like you should learn Python, SQL, or then only you can learn ADB. It is not like that. But if you have some knowledge on Python, that is an added advantage for you. And these two are not required at all, either Python or
Okay.
SQL.
Thank you.
Okay. And in our class, just I'll give you some glance about the Python data structures. That's it. Okay, Python data structures, and we are covering the PySpark. Okay, PySpark and Spark SQL. These are the two languages. Mostly 99% of the cases we are using these two only. These two I'll cover. So if you are writing this Python language in the ADB Spark, then it is a PySpark. If you are writing this SQL commands in the ADB Spark, then we are calling it as a Spark SQL. That's it.
So how much Python we needed? So we need to have the basic Python language for this, or also these two
Not required.
topics that. Okay.
Actually, if you are not aware of the Python also, you can learn. But if you have some basic idea, that is a advantage for you. That's it. But if you are zero at Python, that is also fine. You can able to learn ADB.
So in the interviews they will ask the Python questions.
Oh no, they won't ask you Python questions. They'll ask you PySpark questions. There is a difference between
Spy
Python
only.
and PySpark. Yeah, because
Okay.
if you are entirely writing the code in the Python, there are n number of lines of code you will get. But whereas if you are writing in the PySpark, you'll get 1 to 2 lines of code, commands, kind of a commands.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Okay.
So how much time it will take for PySpark and Spark SQL to learn
See,
for learning
in our
purpose?
learning purpose, hardly it will take uh, 10 to 20 days. That's it.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. But you should go, whatever you are learning, we should go from the scratch. Then only your basic will be very strong, so that you can able to go
Correct.
to the advanced levels. That's the reason in my class first I started with the data only. Okay. Everyone should understand the topics. Yeah. So we'll continue our class tomorrow at the same time, 9 to 10. And tomorrow also there will be a demo will be happening. So please join the class sharp at 9 to 10. Okay. Every day 1 hour class will be there. We'll discuss about the remaining instrument. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. Thanks for
So
joining. We'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you.
Tell me, Ranjit, tell me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.